Picking pockets and locks are easy to teenage Ororo. However, she is no longer comfortable stealing for the thrill of it. Instead, she primarily steals things that reminds her of her parents and the life she had before they died. And other times, Ororo is so impulsive that she even steals wigs right off the heads of the local women while they shop in the market. She wears the wigs as a trophy for all her urchin brothers to see. One day, in the streets of a crowded merchant village, Ororo's fellow orphans challenge her to steal a camera from a poacher. Hoping to win their acceptance, Ororo takes the camera right out of his hands. The poacher and the mercenaries traveling with him chase after the group of thieves. As she runs, Ororo wonders what if she dies today as a thief? Will she be reunited with her parents? Would they welcome her with open arms? Or will they be ashamed of the thief she had become? The same way it was apparently making the gods angry with her. Spitefully, one of her rival female urchins trip Ororo. As she falls, her wig falls off, revealing her white hair. As the skies suddenly begin to darken and the winds begin to blow faster, the poacher aims his shotgun at her head. And as she turns around, in the crosshairs of the gun, her eyes begin to glow. Seeing the rifle pointed at her head startles her, and the skies respond to her surprise with a bolt of lightning behind the men. The poacher takes aim again, but this time he notices Ororo's eyes glowing even brighter. Ororo prays for the gods to hide her, and immediately everyone is surrounded in fog. One of the men shoots into the fog, hoping they killed the little thief. When the fog clears, Ororo is gone, leaving only her wig behind. Inside the wig, the poacher finds a single white hair. He discusses her eyes and the sudden fog, wind, and lightning. Could it be? The girl was clearly a mutant with weather-related powers, but the white hair and the blue eyes, was it really her? The children make it back to the village, and her urchin brothers celebrate Ororo's victory. But when she is alone, Ororo thinks over her life. She is now 16 years old, thousands of miles southeast of Cairo, Egypt, and in a village outside of Ethiopia. Instead of being the princess she was meant to be, Ororo has been a pickpocket and expert thief since she was 6 years old. As Ororo meditates on the camera, her body becomes tense as energies build up inside her. That is until teacher playfully startles her. The skies respond to her surprise and built-up tension with an enormous lightning strike. The bolt is so bright and big that it is seen by the urchins, the poachers and his mercenaries now stalking into the woods, and a mysterious young boy who had seen Ororo escape in the village. Ororo tells teacher of the incident in the village. She also tells him that today, not only did wind come, but lightning struck from the sky, and fog covered her escape. This actually impresses teacher. He tells Ororo that it sounds like she was creating an actual storm. Teacher then allows Ororo to rest from her hectic day, and Ororo goes deep into the forest to rest. Meanwhile, the poachers and the mysterious young man each race to the location of the lightning bolt. However, the poacher and his men reach the village first, and they begin attacking the children viciously, until the rival urchin girl agrees to lead them to where Ororo is sleeping. As Ororo rests in the forest, as usual, she dreams of her parents. She recalls her mother's beauty and gracefulness, and her father's bravery as a photographer during wartime in Cairo. And And most vividly, she relives the day that a downed warplane took her parents from her. She also remembers how that was the first time the winds came to her rescue. She remembers the moments after the crash, her finding her parents dead, and in her sleep, she begins to cry. The skies respond to her tears with a gentle rain, and she awakens for a moment. The poacher and his mercenaries notice this rain, the pickup in the breeze, the drop in humidity, and they are for sure that the weather is being manipulated. The poacher cannot believe that he has finally found the prize that has eluded his father and grandfather. As they continue to follow the rival urchin girl, one of the poacher's mercenaries realizes that she has been leading them in a circle. The rival urchin girl runs screaming into the woods, with the poacher and his men on her heels. She screams out her village warning cry as she approaches a thicket of bushes where Aurora was resting. The screams startles Aurora awake, and they try to run together to find Teacher. Aurora is shoved out of the way by her rival, and she is shot by a tranquilizer dart meant for Aurora instead. As she lay on the ground unconscious, one of the poacher's men decides to take advantage of her. As he undoes his buckle, there's a tap on his shoulder, and he is taken out. As Aurora runs harder and harder, her heart beats faster and faster, and with every beat, lightning breaks the sky, revealing her location to her pursuers. The gods were clearly punishing her for her thieving ways, she thought, and today is the day they intended for her to die. But Aurora, the survivor, immediately decides that she does not want to die, not as a thief. Her parents would be ashamed of their princess and would not welcome her into the afterlife, she thinks. Determined to escape, Aurora sprints, leaps and jumps through the backwoods. She tells the gods to please help her run faster, and suddenly the wind lifts her now swift running feet into the air as if she's made from paper, and Aurora is flying, and she is terrified. She attempts to flee in the air, but she is shot down with a tranquilizer in the back by the poacher. She falls to the ground and drops the camera. She tries to retrieve the camera from the ground, but the poacher gets it first. He tells her that he is disappointed that the Windy Rider, the prize his father told him about, was only a teenaged girl and a pathetic thief. He tells her not to fight destiny. He tells her his employer will pay him a fortune for mutants, of course, but capturing the Windy Rider was personal. He orders his men to tie her up, and when they do not, the poacher named Claude de Ruyter turns to find that they have all been taken out.